Good morning. It's bright and early on Saturday morning. I'm still in my jammies, but I want to make some content because I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off. So if it's your first time here, welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. In this video, we are going to be talking about Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi making the move over to England, specifically the Cotswolds. I'll be right back. Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we're going to talk about what Hollywood is buzzing about. Celebrities everywhere said that they were going to leave the United States in the wake of the election of Donald Trump for his second term. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi appear to be following that declaration. Now, they did not say that prior to the election. Lots of other celebrities did. As we know, Ellen had quite the kerfuffle a few years ago, because individuals that worked on her show said that she was not very nice, that she was a bit of a buster. She does self-identify as OCD and ADD. I do think that some of that plays into it. You want things done a certain way, and sometimes that messaging gets across incorrectly. As a business owner, I do understand that sometimes people do misunderstand inflection, tone, the way that you answer in an email. Misunderstandings can happen all the time when you are a boss and you do have a machine of a show. Sometimes you got to be a little bit mean. Not writing her a blank check for being mean, but I do think that there's a little bit more to this. So let's take a look at how this move is going to affect her career. I have some suspicions that she's on her way to retirement. She just finished up the Ellen's Last Stand tour, which also had an accompanying Netflix show for your approval. And in this, she's not necessarily apologetic for her behavior, but she does say, I have very high standards. I have OCD and ADD. This is why maybe that was misinterpreted. I'm not going to declare that I'm a mean person and I need to restore myself, but she does say that she's got some issues that maybe had been misinterpreted. I'm going to give her some grace and say that. But let's see how this move is going to do. I love her wife, Portia de Rossi. I loved her when she was on Ally McBeal. Not that I was a huge Ally McBeal fan. Ally McBeal, for those of you who don't know, that is Callista Flockhart's vehicle that she had back in the 90s before she married Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. So let's take a look at some cards. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm going to get this video up for the members, and then I'm going to release it to everybody else a little bit later in the day. As always, make sure that you are still subscribed, and also consider becoming a member. I am giving away one private hour reading to all my Tarot Master level members, and I am giving away a half hour to all my tarot enthusiasts. So it's a fun little community to be a part of. So I'm trying to enrich the experience as a member, and I hope you'll join us. We're a fun community. So let's bring up some cards. Let's talk about that. So bring this up nice and big, and let's start at the beginning. So Ellen is kind of goofy, and I will admit I was a huge fan back in the late 90s when she had her show. Before she came out, I was a tremendous fan. I thought her bit on fleas and her phone call to God was hilarious. Asking God why fleas were invented. She said, oh yeah, I didn't realize how many people were employed by the flea collar industry. So very, very cute little skit. You know, there is some association. She's friends with Diddy. She did some posts on him. We may or may not dip into that by the end of this reading. We may save it for another reading. So did Portia and Ellen, who sold their Montecito home for 96 million. That was sold in August. That they flipped it in August. So this, I don't know if they saw the writing on the wall. I mean, there were lots of people that really believed that Kamala Harris was going to get elected. They were very much in denial about it. So did they do this move in order to avoid having a leader as Donald Trump? Did they do that? The Three of Cups, I don't think they did. World in reverse, I don't think that they are reluctant to come back to the United States. I don't see that. Three of Swords, is there a level of disappointment that they have in the Donald Trump second term? Yes, but they're getting over it. They're like, all right, it is what it is. It sucks that he was elected. LGBTQ community may suffer. I do think that, I'm not saying that's not a statement. I'm reading that from them. That is one of their concerns. Their concerns are that some things may change for them. I'm getting that this is more of a retirement move. Granted, the weather in England is the complete opposite of what the weather is in California. The complete opposite. So if you're looking for sunny days out by the pool, 364 days a year, it's not going to happen in the Cotswolds. So I could not find much information about the property that they purchased in the Cotswolds. Presumably that is for privacy purposes. I will do a little bit of a deeper dig on that. Maybe using DuckDuckGo. But I think that this is the America that they did not envision. I think that Ellen and Portia envisioned a different America with an opening and a blossoming of the leadership that we had under the Biden-Harris administration. I think they were looking forward to that. And moving into the Trump presidency, I think they're not seeing that. Now, I do think that Ellen has some beef professionally with Trump. I think there were some interactions that were less than pleasant. And I think that's also why we're getting this, perhaps Portia too. I think that's perhaps why we're getting this Three of Swords in reverse, because we are healing from that experience. We're going to get some distance from it, get used to it, kind of deal with it. They're thrilled about going to England, and I on a semi-permanent kind of level. I'm going to call it semi-permanent because they have a tremendous real estate portfolio. Tremendous. That's one of their legacies in California, is that they have purchased properties, renovated, revived them, and then flipped them. It seems to be something that Ellen is quite good at. And she was doing it before she married to Rossi. I think they've been married about 15, 16 years. They've been married not for very, very long. They've been together much, much longer, I think since 2004. But I think this is a temporary relocation for easing into retirement. I think Ellen is really easing into retirement. It's just my opinion. The two of them are worth about $550 million. So having the different climate of the United Kingdom in the Cotswolds, very different from California. It's an easy way to live when you have $550 million, because you can just pop over and go to the south of France. You can pop down and go to Greece. You can go to Crete or Turkey or wherever. You can just pop on over and go get some sunshine. It's very, very close. It's not that difficult to travel. The European lifestyle, I think, for someone of Ellen and Portia's ilk, because they have worked in Hollywood, the work-life balance is very different in Europe. Maybe not so much in the United Kingdom, but in Europe, it's very different. There's more of an emphasis put on, family time and experiencing all the good things in life. Whereas here in America, we are grind, 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 and I think we're going into, I know Kamala Harris was using the opportunity, economy phrasing, but I think under Trump, there is really more of an opportunity economy, but it does, the prerequisite is that you have to want to grind, you have to want to work all the time. Hence why I am up bright and early on Saturday morning creating some content for you guys. While I'm at it, make sure that you click the like button and make sure you're still subscribed. And if you'd like your own magical reading, there is a link in the description of this video and my bio where you can schedule a private reading with me. So little segue right there. So back into what they're doing. I don't think that they're turning their back on the United States. Why do I think that? We've got this world in reverse. The door is not closing. Again, I'm going to stress they have a tremendous real estate package. They likely have a home that they can come bounce back and forth, either in California. They may have an apartment in New York. I don't know. I tried to get kind of a comprehensive list of their real estate, and again, not really accessible, which is fine. Totally understand they need their privacy. So this is a temporary situation, going over there to see if the job fits. Remember that Page of Pentacles. This is stability, planting some roots, being somewhere and seeing if it grows. So going to the Cotswolds and just kind of soaking up that culture. And there's lots of celebrities that live in the Cotswolds. We've got the Beckhams have a great place there. Their place is fabulous there. I just want to say that it's been in a number of magazines and it is baboosh. I believe Gordon Ramsay lives there, lots of other people. So, it is an interesting place to stay. I think it's beautiful. I've actually looked at real estate there myself. I did find one house that was very reasonable. And I was like, oh, but I don't think my Gregopedia will fit in it because it was a grade 2 home. But it actually wasn't our price point. Just want to say that, guys. So 6 of Pentacles, I think she is willing to see where they wind up. So 6 of Pentacles, we are giving things a try. We are being generous, not closing the door on the United States, not saying we're not coming back, but we're going to go live our best life in the Cotswold fairy tale land. It does look like a fairy tale land. So at least parts of it do. So let's see, is Ellen going to retire? Is she on her way out? Are we seeing retirement? Sad squirrel. So the state of her career, Hangman, learning from her mistakes, under the surface, totally exposed with that 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords stuck in one place, the Empress, and then 7 of Wands. She is trying to, I think this is partially, I think we're seeing a semi-retirement, semi moving out of the country and a semi-retirement for Ellen. I don't believe that Portia really works that much. I think she does some modeling gigs here and there, but I don't think that she really works a whole bunch. So I think we're trying to rebuild and restore that reputation. Admittedly, she's extremely funny. She's already been successful. She does have a well-known unbreakable brand at this point. Now, what do I mean by unbreakable? I don't mean that she is, at the upper echelon, but she made it to that upper echelon. She really carved a path for comedians and actors coming out. So that was a tremendous moment. If you're too young to remember it, it was a tremendous moment when Ellen came out on her show. And it was a very proud moment for the LGBTQ community. Now, what her personality is, if she's mean, if she's hanging out with Diddy, if she's into all kinds of crazy stuff, I want to put that aside for the moment and just talk about her career as an actor and a comedian. She really has achieved that. She hasn't ruffled the feathers of the Hollywood elite yet. I think she is still treated with some deference in the Hollywood community. Incredibly brave. You know, she went on her show. I think she actually did play like a milquetoast kind of run of the mill gal in the 90s. And then she did the come out, which was unexpected. And I think unexpected by the producers of the show too. I think there was some back and forth push on that. But I think it was a tremendous moment, a tremendously good moment. I want to say that in the history of television, the history of LGBTQ. I think she is an icon to a certain extent. And that's something that we cannot take away from her. She's not O.J. Simpson. She didn't do some heinous crime. She's mean to people. She was mean to people. You know, we did see that she was taking the piss out of Meghan Markle when Meghan Markle was on the show trying to elevate her profile and her Q. So, will she be successful at kind of turning this around and reestablishing herself as a nice person? It's to be seen. I think she is well on her way to doing that. I think this is part of her, like, you know, 4-step plan or 5-step plan to restore her reputation and restore her career to a certain extent. But I don't think we're going to see her. You know, she doesn't need the money. She's doing very, very well with her real estate investment choices. So I don't think that that's a bad thing at all. So yeah, we're seeing this semi-retirement so that we can restore the career. You know, it's kind of like the Amber Heard thing. So real quick, is there an association with Diddy? Is there really an association with Diddy that everybody is concerned about? Everyone's saying, oh, she's running because of the Diddy thing. She doesn't want to get indicted and diddied. 8 of Pentacles working in reverse, separating that. She's not happy about the situation. Happy Squirrel in reverse. He's cut off. I don't think that we're going to see much of an association. She's unburdening herself. So the 9 of Pentacles, there is some exposure there. What is the exposure? What is the exposure? The Fool, 10 of Swords, 3 of Cups. There may be some exposure of overindulgence of substances, those kinds of things. I think there is some exposure there. We may find out that somebody maybe drinks a little too much, or maybe likes a little of this or a little of that. I don't think we're not getting a lot of wands here, guys. So wands are that charged, you know, rendy kind of energy. So that would be those after parties that we've talked about at Diddy's house. I'm not seeing that at all. The 3 of Cups, that is the overindulgence of substances, getting a little too involved in your cups, that kind of thing. And that 9 of Pentacles in reverse is just exposure. So I think we may find out that, you know, somebody had to get carried out of a few parties or something. Maybe some things were said or spoken about with a little bit of grease on them. Let's call it, you know, Merlot or Shiraz or a Pinot Gris, a little too much Pinot Gris. So I don't think that we're going to see the kind of, you know, blow up exposure like that. You know, there's videotapes of them or anything like that. Definitely there was a bit more curiosity about Portia. Portia is an exceptionally beautiful woman. And I've always thought that she was very, very beautiful. When she was on Ally McBeal, I thought she was gorgeous. I think there was some curiosity about her, but I think she is firmly declared as a lesbian. I don't think she's, you know, bisexual or anything like that. At least that's my knowledge. I know she did date men at one point, but I don't think, I think when she came out, that was, you know, that was that. She's a lesbian. So I think there was some curiosity about her, maybe some cajoling and like edging around to see if they could, you know, maybe get Portia to, you know, step out of her relationship. But I don't think it happened. I don't think it happened at all. So speaking of their relationship, so that's the Diddy. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think professionally she was saying some things. There's the tweet where she calls him Mr. Cuddle McStuffins McCuddles, or Cuddle Mr. petal McStuffins or something, and you don't need to know the reason why. I think they just had a fairly sweet relationship. Let's see if that's true. Did they just have a fairly sweet relationship? Chariot, the World. Yeah, I think it was just professional. I just don't think that there's anything there. I mean, could you imagine? Like, I think Ellen is a top, and I think, you know, she's not going to go in for that. So what can we expect from their experience in the Cotswolds in England? What can we expect from this? Do we get more of them? Do we get less of them? Do we get bits of a vlog or something like that of their life in the Cotswolds? What do we expect from them? The star in the future. I don't think we're going to see too much of them. I think they're really, really going to enjoy that kind of privacy. I think this is part of the reason why they're moving there, is that it does offer them much more privacy and relaxation. It's not, the thing about living in California is, if you go to any of the epicenters of Hollywood, you're going to see celebrities. You're going to see them. It's just, when I was teaching at a private school in Santa Monica, celebrities came in all the time to look at the school for their kids. We had celebrity kids there. Their parents were there. So the actual celebrities were coming in. Driving along, you would see celebrities out on the road. No one travels with like a huge entourage all the time. So you would see them, on the freeway. I was next to some crazy celebrity. I can't remember who it was, but my ex-husband was like, yeah, we're all stuck in the traffic together. And I was like, no big deal. Like, you just don't even look over. My first celebrity I saw was Jeff Goldblum. He got into a car accident. I saw him get out of this little, I think it was a Mercedes, but he got out of it, and he looked like the alien coming out of the spaceship at the end of Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. He just is tremendous, but I was all excited. I love Jeff Goldblum. I'm sorry he was in an accident. It was just a fender bender, but I did see him climbing out of the car. And to be sure, the accident I don't think was his fault. So I think moving to the Cotswolds really is to give them a time of rest and recovery, to get that magic back. And I don't mean magic in their relationship. I mean magic in her career. I think they need some time to equalize the bad press that she'd gotten from the bullying allegations. And I think they need some time to get some distance between the Diddy thing. But I don't think that this is related to the whole Donald Trump thing. I don't think it's related to they're running from indictment. There's extradition from England. Like, come on, let's be smart about this, guys. I think it really is a reset, a semi-retirement, and a reset. Who doesn't want to live in the Cotswolds? It's just my opinion. But so I wish them well. The purpose of my channel, there's very few people that I wish, they would just shut up and go away. I think we know who they are. But I really do want people to live their best life and to be happy and have a great time. That's what we all want, right? That's what I do in my readings, and finding that yellow brick road, which I didn't do for them. I think they're well on their way, but I do that for my private clients. We find that yellow brick road, and we find the shortest path to live your best life. So hopefully they are going to live their best life, and they're not going to be mean to anyone in the Cotswold, and they'll have a great time. But as always, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please put them down below, and I will see you in the future.